Okay, we are recording. All right, so I saw this. Hey, Patricia. I saw this on the internet. This was a video, but I was Googling like the transcript for it so that I don't have to play the video and I could just read it to you guys. Not that I'm any better than the speaker that actually did the video, because I'm not. But, all right, it says you owe it to yourself to be great. You owe it to yourself. Some say that's selfish. Some might say they owe it to their family to be there for them. But let me tell you something. You owe it to your family to set an example of someone who lives the life they want to live, a strong example of a strong human being. You owe it to everyone you love to set an example of what a great life looks like so that they can follow in your footsteps. Settling for less, it stops with you. Accepting average, it stops with you. Strength, courage, determination, and a beautiful life, that starts with you. You can't help anyone until you help yourself. And when you make you strong, that strength will spill over to everyone else. They will be inspired by you. They will follow your example. Some say to focus on yourself is selfish. I say to settle for a mediocre life you hate is selfish, because that will be replicated for many generations to come until someone says enough is enough. I am more than this. You owe it to yourself to see how far you can go in this life. You owe it to yourself to earn the kind of money you want to earn. You owe it to yourself to be the kind of person you want to be, to feel the kind of energy that you want to feel, to have the body you want to have from doing the workout you know you are capable of doing. You owe it to yourself to feel the pride of knowing you made your life. You didn't get lucky. You worked for it. You sacrificed. When it was hard, you pushed harder. You owe it to yourself to feel that pride. You owe it to yourself to look back one day and say, that was the moment. That was the moment I decided no more. That was the moment I decided no excuses. That was the moment I said, never again will I settle for less. I will work. I will ask. I will learn. I will not stop at hurdles. I will not stop at setbacks. I will persist until I win. You owe it to yourself, no one else. Do it for you. You owe yourself that much. You owe it to yourself to be great. You owe it to yourself. So, you guys, I wanted to start with this because I feel like everybody took a nap this summer. We were talking about that the other day. And until this 12K challenge, like the D2 12K is good, I'll send the video in the chat so that you guys can like reference it or whatever. But I know some of you guys participated in the D2 12K group and you felt like, okay, I am accountable. I have to be accountable because it's a challenge. But you guys, what stops us from being accountable after that D2 12K challenge ended? Those of you that participated and that may feel like you're stuck right now, like what stopped you because someone else was holding you accountable? They don't determine your life. They don't determine your paycheck. They don't determine what you want your life to be, how you want your kids to be raised, what you want your kids to see in yourself. And I know for myself, I want my kids to grow up seeing mommy worked her ass off. I know that they know I'm on my phone, but they know that I'm on my phone for work, and they're 3. They know that I'm on my phone, and that's the reason why I get to stay at home with them every single day. They know that by doing that, daddy also gets to be home and play with them and spend time with them. And you guys, y'all can have that too. But you've got to stop letting yourself get in the way of your success. Just because you don't have somebody down your back, breathing down your back, putting out task lists every single day, which we can start doing. If that's what you guys want, we can do that again. But you have to start being accountable for yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody is going to do the work for you. Even in D2 12K, you guys did the work. You did all the tasks to stay in, right? Someone was holding you accountable, but you held yourself accountable at the end of the day, and you completed every single task. You could have been kicked out. You could have gotten strikes, but you chose to keep working. That's the mindset that you have to have every single day, day in and day out, if you want this business to be successful for you. So I wanted to start with that all because I feel like a lot of us have, like I said, have just been asleep lately. And I know that big things are coming for this company. I can feel it like in my bones. I don't know how many of you guys got on that Thrive Fit call the other night. Raise your hand if you were on. Okay. It was freaking amazing. And I am so stoked about Thrive Fit. It's not even funny. Like, Do you guys understand that this is an entirely new audience that you can start working on right now? You don't have to have Thrive Fit out just to work on a fit related audience. Y'all, it motivated me to go back to the gym. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I have been to the gym for 2 days in a row. What?
I seen that. I was like, I'm so proud of her.
Y'all, I haven't been to the gym since, oh my gosh, like at least a year ago. And when I started my membership there, I think I maybe went like 5 times before I quit. I'm a quitter. I've quit every single thing I've ever done in my entire life, except for school, which, by the way, when I was in college, I switched my major 3 times because I quit on that major every single time. I was like, this is too hard for me. I can't do this. I limited myself, you guys. That is part of my identity. But like the quote that I just read said, and I'm recording this, so if you guys hopped on late, you can watch the recording. But I had to put my foot down and say enough is enough. I will not settle for anything less than mediocre. I want my kids to grow up having the things that they want if I say that they can have them. You know, I want my family to see me and think, dang, like she's doing pretty good for herself. You guys, I get judged from my family all the time. I get judged from my friends all the time. My closest family and friends still to this day have not tried either one of the companies that I've been with, Thrive or the previous company. And I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to be okay with that, but I'm okay with that because they're missing out. And I truly believe that they're missing out. It is stubborn. It is jealousy. It's whatever you want to call it. But you guys have to just take that and move on, because there are people out there who are praying for this opportunity every single night. They lay down with blankets hanging up over their window to keep heat in their house because they don't have enough money to turn the heat on and pay the electric bill. And they are praying for this opportunity. There are people out there right now that have kids that they cannot put food on the table for every single one of them. There are people out there who are overweight and who are struggling because they're at a plateau and they don't know what to do. And you guys, we are the answer for so many people. But you don't see it that way. You see it as I'm bothering someone. I'm spamming. I'm whatever. Take that off the table. Take it off the table right now. It ends tonight. You guys, we are going to get off of this Zoom and be fired up like you just started, like you just signed as a promoter. That's what I want you guys to do, because without that fire lit under your ass all the time, which, by the way, plugging into Zooms can help with that. So plug in. If you're not plugging in, plug in, you guys, because I live for Zooms. I live for Zooms. I am on Sunday night Zoom. I am on a Monday night Zoom. I am now on the Tuesday night live events that we're having, which I'm super stoked about. Then we have our big team Zoom on Wednesday, always on that. Now we're going to do Thursday night Zooms. You guys, Zooms are life. It may feel annoying at first, like, oh, we have another Zoom. But there is nothing better than to hop on a Zoom full of people that have the same goals, the same inspiration, the same motivation as you did or you once did or you want to have. Y'all are feeding into your souls whenever you get on things like this. And in order to be successful, you have to have the right mindset. So that's what I wanted to start with. And I don't know if Amber, Maria, y'all want to piggyback off of that. But yeah, I'll just shut up, because if not, I'll keep talking. You guys know me. I ramble forever. So if either of you want to jump in.
I was waiting to see if Maria, well, you know I'll talk. Oh,
Okay.
you know that.
Go ahead and talk. I'm working on signing up a promoter right now.
Oh, yay, yay. No, I love every little bit of that, because that is right. When I feel like I am slow or not getting the results I want, I'm not plugging in as much as I used to. And that happens every time for me. This has been almost 5 years in network marketing, and it's always been the same. When I stay connected, when I'm working on my mindset, when I'm getting on Zooms and feeding off the energy of everybody else, the type of people I want to be like, that is when my business changes. That's when things start picking up again and exploding for me. And that is the biggest thing. Mindset is everything, everything, everything. So when you guys see us sharing self-development every single day, and I promise you I will every single day that you are in the business, because that's what I live for. I love it. because I have been that person that couldn't put food on the table for everybody. And I stood in church lines to, get food for my kids. Like, I have been there before, and network marketing changed my whole entire life. So for me to stay focused, because of a lot of the hard times I went through in my life as a child and growing up, I have to feed my soul with self-development and keeping a positive mindset every single day. If I stop even one day, I feel it. Now, some people might not be as obsessed with it as I am, but I'm telling you, like, it will change everything for you when you come around other people doing the same exact things. And, and you can feed, like I said, feed off other people's energies. When you're around negative people or them family and friends that just don't get what you're doing, you feel that. But when you surround yourself like people like us that have already been through all that and can show you that there is a better way and we can all come together and push together and be there for each other, it makes it so much better. And I love that we're going to do this again. This is something we've been talking about forever, and it's always, this team Zoom, but we're finally coming up with a schedule and going to be doing this all the time, every week. And I think it's so, so great, so important. But that's all I have on that. Maria, do you have anything?
No, I like just listening to you guys.
I know we didn't really plan this one too much, guys, because we just wanted to hey, it's the first team Zoom we've done together in so long. But even us doing some power hours, certain weeks, or back to the basics, social media one, we'll have all different ones. So you're, learning things and getting a training, but we're all just kind of chatting and getting to know each other. If you have questions, don't think you guys can't unmute yourself and ask it. Just ask. That's what we're here. We want to connect with the team, and it makes it so much better when we get to know each other.
I could share one tip if you want. So I had a long conversation today with a girl on my team whose PPA right now is 46, 30-day PPA is 46, okay? She's quiet as a mouse. No one even knows who she is. But so I'm like, how do you do this? That's kind of insane. She signs a lot of customers, mainly all customers. And she does most of it, face-to-face, because she works out a few times a week. But what she will do is she'll make a post once a week doing a giveaway. It's time for my weekly giveaway this week. Drop comment below if you want to get a free sample pack, energy, mood sport, blah, blah, whatever. And everybody who comments, she will send them a good before. And this is something we used to do at our previous company. And I don't know why it didn't dawn on me to do this again. And I was like, duh, okay. So she'll send them a really good before and after picture, and she'll tell them what to say. My friend Jamie is looking for people to take a 90-day challenge, trying products, who's looking to lose 20 pounds or needs more energy, with a before and after picture, and they'll take her. So then, and then she says, she will get with you for more info. So then every person that she goes to, she'll go ahead and she actually schedules them on a phone call. So that doesn't work for everybody, but she said for her, it works for her, because then people can hear her voice. She can ask questions like, what are your goals? How much weight are you looking to lose? What's your diet like? And then based on, the questions she's asking, she can tell them okay, I understand you just want to lose your belly fat. However, you're 265 pounds. Maybe your body might need to lose a little more, whatever, in a nice sense. But the point is, she has people tag her with this picture. She messages the people, gets them on the phone. You can use a voice messenger, whatever, to give them the information, find out what their goals are. And she's not even always pushing the whole Thrive experience. She gets a lot of people started on balance with the lifestyle mix 4 days a week, using it as a meal replacement. And she'll tell them okay, you're also going to have to cut back on this junk food that you're eating and blah, 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 So I just thought that was a really great tip. And then what she tells the people who are entering to win is that every week she does a drawing. Whoever has the most friends who order from her, that's going to be the one who wins the sample pack. So I thought that was really, really genius. And, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. And I'm going to start probably doing this again, because I remember I used to do that and it worked really, really well. It does take a lot of effort, because if you do have 10 people who are tagging you, who have 10 or 15 friends commenting on there, it can get time consuming, but there's a lot of basic information you can have saved to copy and paste. You can even record yourself in a video that you could just quickly send, or you can, use voice messages that you already have recorded for the basic information and just forward that. So anyways, that was my added tip.
I freaking love that. I love it. And you guys, I think one thing I took away from that just now is when you do a giveaway, everybody likes free stuff. Okay. And I used to have the mindset of, if I do a giveaway, literally every single person that comments has to be interested in this, right? So it increases my leads. It increases the amount of people that maybe I didn't know that they were interested, or I didn't know that they were watching me, but now they commented on a giveaway post. Okay. Which is true. Okay. But sometimes people are literally just commenting because they want free stuff. So when you attach the work to it, as far as like, okay, you're going to have to make a post, you're going to tag me, you're not going to have to do any of the work as far as talking to people. But if you can get the most number of friends, obviously that's going to motivate them to do a little bit of work. So you have work attached to that free giveaway stuff, which means that people are not just doing it because it's free. They're actually following through. You can weed out those people who are just wanting it for free simply by asking them to post. I love that, Maria. That's a really good one.
Also, just from that tip, it is so important to ask people what their goals are, because you are going to find that we know, I'm about to knock things over. We know starting the Thrive Experience is, important and what it does for your body. And that's why we're all here. We love the products. We all know that. But everybody has different goals. And sometimes we also know that they may not have the money to start right away, that full thing. But maybe their goal is just to lose 5 pounds, and you offer them the Thrive Experience, and then you don't talk to them again because they just said no, they couldn't do it. Or maybe you just let them know, well, you can get it for free, blah, 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 but you didn't offer any other products. We have so many other things. So many. So I really like that. I used to ask everybody about their goals all the time, and I kind of veered away from that too, because it was just different how things were worded here that we were taught. But taking what Maria said, how we used to do it in our previous business, that is how I got every customer. A lot, not every, but tons, by asking what their goals were, doing smaller giveaways, doing 90-day challenges, things like that. So I'm definitely going to try some of that out again.
And you guys, that's the thing. Like Maria said, sometimes calls may not work for you. They may not work for you, and that's okay. So when you hop on a CEO call and Paul and Jason are talking about getting people in a 3-way call, that may not be your thing. It's good to try new things, but if you continue to do the new things that you're trying that aren't working for you, Julie, I saw that. If you continue to do the things that are not working for you, it is not going to take you anywhere. So you guys have to figure out what works for you. And you can't figure that out by just doing one thing. So try some different things. If you haven't tried them already and you're feeling stuck, try and get somebody on a phone call. Try and have somebody make a post. The point is to broaden what you're good at and then hone in on what really works for you, right? So when you get on the CEO call, I don't want you guys to take everything literally in this company. And I may be like, I totally love both of our CEOs, but they're like squirrels and they're old school, you guys. They are old school. It is what it is. Like, whatever. If Paul ever sees this video when I put it on YouTube, he may kill me, but it's fine. I'm just saying that doesn't work for me. I literally take the things that he says on calls that are similar to that, with a grain of salt, because I know that getting on a phone call does not work for me. My twins are screaming in the background. They're crazy. I cannot find a room in the house that is quiet to save my life, even though my husband is home. Like, it does not work because they only want mommy. So calls do not work for me. Heck, voice messages half the time don't even work for me, and I have to do them over 3 different times.
That's how I am. I'm always like, sorry, screaming kids, sorry, all the time.
But that also makes you guys real. So don't try and overthink it and make yourself perfect. Don't try and do everything by the textbook. And, maybe you don't agree with this, but if we did everything by the textbook, we would not have social media. We would not have these businesses that are popping up left and right. It's because someone did something out of the ordinary and they made it work for them. And then all of these people came in and they're like, oh my God, it's working for me too. It's working for me too. But it all starts with one person that decides to go after a dream. So I want you guys to be that for your family. I want people to see how successful you are. I want you to feel your success, but I also want you to do what works for you and take the other stuff with a grain of salt, because if it's not working for you guys, it is time to move on. It's time to chalk off that idea, start with something new. If you want to revisit that idea in 3 months, then cool, do it. But I just want you guys to know that our CEOs are squirrels and that they are super old school. When they say to share a Lavelle story from the fan page every single day, if your shares don't get interaction, do not share them, okay? Copy and paste, edit that post, write a couple sentences down so that it's not 5 freaking paragraphs long, and do it that way. That's what I do every single time. I will go to the Lavelle fan page, I will find a picture, I will take one little blurb, and I will condense it to like 2 or 3 sentences I want to increase curiosity. Like, I want to make people curious about what this is instead of just screaming thrive, Lavelle all over my page, because that doesn't work for me. It may work for you guys, but that's what I'm saying. Try some different things. If you feel like you're in a rut right now, switch it up. Try something else.
And with those stories, just another tip while you're talking about that, another thing I've noticed is people are sharing those pictures so many times. If you just take that picture, save it, just like you do when you copy and edit and change it just a little, not change their words, but add your own, like Sarah was saying. You can also put that in like a photo editing app and just put the slightest filter. You don't have to change a whole picture or a border or something to make it more your own. That way it's not showing up on Facebook algorithm as this has been shared 10,000 times, so we're not going to show it. Because that's what happens, and we are totally not getting into a social media Zoom tonight because we could all talk on that for hours and hours, and we will have those trainings because I know that's really important. But that's just a tip that I've noticed. I get way more engagement when I change the pictures and I don't copy and paste exact word for word. I add my own couple sentences and emojis and things like that in it.
So true. You guys, Facebook is smart. Like, it's hella smart. Like, it makes me mad because it's so smart. But we have to, and that's, it's just, you have to be original. You have to be original, yet you have to stick to some sort of thing that's going to show people. Like, if you see an awesome before and after picture, use it. Just do what Amber said and switch it up a little bit. Because if not, it hurts the person that originally shared it, and it also hurts you. Same with statuses, you guys. If you see that Maria posted an awesome status and you're like, I'm totally stealing that, okay, you can share her status. That's fine. Or you can tweak it, copy and paste it, tweak it to make it your own, take out a couple sentences, write in a couple sentences, whatever you want to do, and then post it. And it's not going to hurt Maria. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to get great interaction. It's going to be fine. Another thing that I will say about interaction, like if you guys are noticing that you're not getting a whole lot of interaction on your posts, it's probably one of 2 things. Number 1, you're not commenting on people's stuff. You are not interacting. That is huge. If you guys are not spending at least, like, I don't know, what would you say, Amber, like 30 minutes a day, at least, you guys, interacting on other people's stuff, those people are just going to get lost. They're just
scrolling on Facebook kills you guys. And I know it's like everybody's habit on social media. Who doesn't just sit there and scroll for a while, and we get caught in it? I do it all the time. especially when I'm bored or finally get a second to sit down from the kids. I'll be like, oh, let me go check on, whatever. But it really, really hurts you when you are just passing all them posts by and not engaging. The algorithm, like Sarah said, is so smart. It picks up on that stuff. It picks up on spammy words. It picks up on, like, if you use a lot of emojis and excitement, like capitalize some letter, stuff like that, your stuff is going to get seen more than a boring plain post. And it's just how social media is. And okay, we're starting to turn it into social media, but I'm telling you guys, these tips will help greatly with your business, because if you get no engagement on your stuff, nobody will ever see it. You'll have two people, the same people, see everything every day. And then you're like, well, nobody wants my stuff. Nobody's talking to me. It's because you're not engaging.
Mm-hmm. I heard a tip. And this was the second thing that I was going to say, was that before you guys post every single, like if it's just a personal post, then you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you can if you want to. I try to do this every single time, but if it's a Thrive related post, I definitely go on and I will comment for 10 whole minutes before I post what I was going to post. And I heard a tip. It was either last night's Zoom or the Zoom the previous night, but they said that if you go to your most recent, like 2 or 3 posts and click on whoever liked that post, go interact with them, because they're obviously already seeing your stuff. They're interacting with you already. Keep interacting so that you don't lose them. And another good tip is to interact with the people that you have friended. You guys, if you're friending people, like you should be friending people. But if you friend them, accept them, or they accept you, and then you never talk to them again, they literally get buried at the bottom of your list. There was really no point for you to waste that 2 seconds on friending them if you're not going to interact with them. The point of this business is to network, like build your audience, love on your audience, and then work with your audience. Like that is what direct sales is. You have to have an audience, you have to love on those people, but it takes work. So if you're not doing a combination of those things, it doesn't matter whether you're doing one or the other. If you're not doing everything, like I like to put it, and maybe some of you have heard this before, but this business is like a recipe of like the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. And if you have all of the ingredients, but you don't have the vanilla extract or the chocolate chips, and you try and make those cookies, they're not the same, right? You have to have all of the ingredients. That's kind of how this business works. You have to do a little bit of everything. And I want to like take it back to power hours, because we mentioned those. Some of you guys think those are silly. Some of you may not even know what they are. You've never been on one, but you guys, power hours are my life. Raise your hand if you literally don't have time to even blink your eyes most days. Okay, thank you. Power hours are the bomb. And let me just tell you why. If you guys ever see a power hour posted somewhere, please do yourself a favor and hop on, because I'm telling you guys, you can get so much work done in an hour if you're intentional about doing it in that hour. Power hours are like just a godsend for me, because I don't have time to sit and like interact for 30 minutes here and 30 minutes there, and got to spend 20 minutes writing my post, whatever, like 20 minutes messaging people or an hour messaging people. Like when you get on power hours, you can do it all in an hour. Every single one of your income producing activities for that day, you can get done in 1 hour. You can be 12, 40K, whatever you want to be, if you are intentional about your time. And I think that it goes back to, like Amber said, scrolling on Facebook and everything. We like to think that we're working, and I have a big problem with this. So I'm just speaking from experience. Like this has been a problem for me, and that's why I love stories. Anyway, I'll get into that in a second. I'm a rambler. I told you guys I ramble. Please interrupt me if anybody has anything to say. But see, now I don't even know where I was going with that.
We are too much alike. I feel like I say that all the time.
I need to expand like ASAP. Oh my gosh. Anyway, power hours, just get on them. Like do yourself a favor and just try one out, because it's like pumped up music. Like you'll be like this while you're messaging people. I'm not even kidding you guys. Like they play music. You get in the mood. You're around like tons of people that are doing the exact same thing that you are at the exact same time. And you have people that are giving you the tasks. Like, how much easier could it get? They're going to say, okay, sit down and I want you to make an opportunity post that has something to do with your life and why you appreciate this business. All right, done. You sit for 5 minutes while you're jamming out and you're like dancing to yourself and singing the song and you're making a post. Boom, with people who are doing the same thing. So you guys don't feel like you're sitting on the couch by yourself doing all this work that isn't going to pay off, whatever. No, it's such a different, like, it's just, you have to get on one. If you've never been on a power hour, do yourself a favor. We'll have to start doing those too, because I know Maria has said this a couple times, but I miss power hours. That is something we did with our business, our previous business, like all the time. And I don't have time to be on my phone every single day. My children drive me literally up the wall on the second to second basis. So when they go to bed at night, I power hour by myself, but I would much rather do it with all of you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, let us know and we can start doing those for sure. I'm trying to catch up on, oh, it's just you, Amber. Not that your comment isn't important, but I'm just saying.
It's okay.
All right. So do y'all have anything else you want to say? I want to open it up for some questions, struggles, things that you're, I don't know, that you're doing that are working, anything.
I don't want to just us talk. Anybody else have anything?
Julie, I'm going to call you out. Can you talk? She's like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have hopped on this. I'm just kidding.
No,
Okay,
yeah, I did my post today, the interaction one.
that's what I was going to ask you.
Someone else did one like it, and I forget who it was that I saw, about Thrive not being a issue with the price. And I got so many people that commented between Facebook and Instagram. And just the opportunity to go out and explain to them what everything is, how it works, and the cost, and then to explain the refer to, and you can have yours for free. So then that like gets everyone's attention. Like, oh, well, if I just have to pay 1 month and try to get people under me, then maybe I can't afford this. And then plus once they try it, they're not going to stop anyway. So yeah, I got a ton of people I'm talking to about that now. So hopefully it works out.
Yay.
But definitely, like you said, stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit helps.
It does, you guys. And that, like, I think Amanda Arnett did that post, but I think even she saw it from someone. But that's the cool part about this. And this is the best time of the month, in my opinion, to get people on the refer to train, because when it's like the 1st or 2nd of October and they're like, man, you mean I'm not going to get credits until November 2nd? Like, it seems like forever. And for some reason, in my opinion, for me, people don't want to put in the work when they know they're not going to get the product for an entire month. But you guys, it's past the 15th. We have like 2 weeks until product credit day. So they can spend these 2 weeks, these last like week and a half or however many days we have left, working on getting 2 referrals and see the light at the end of the tunnel. They can see the end of the month coming. It's right around the corner. They know that. So they work really hard to get those referrals. Referrals are where it is at, you guys. That is one of the biggest ways that I expand my audience, is to get people tagging me in posts, which I do not allow on my timeline. Like, if you guys ever tag me in a post, I'm sorry, but it's most likely, like 98% of the time, not going to show up on my timeline, because I choose it to be that way. Now, if it's like a promotion that's of somebody on my team or whatever, I'm going to allow it. But here's the thing. You guys don't want to have people be bothered by your posts, but you want them to see that people are succeeding. You want them to see that people are getting results, but you don't want it to be like annoying. So there's actually a setting in Facebook where you can change it to where people who tag you, you have to approve the posts. And like on Flex Friday, I may approve like 2 to let people know that other people are flexing with me, whatever. But I'm not going to approve all 12 of them that I get tagged in, because that's just annoying. It pops up in other people's timelines and people can see the friends that you tag. Okay. So this is another little like side random tip. You don't want your potentials accidentally commenting on someone else's post simply because you were tagged in it. and then talking to that person and that person not looking at who their mutual friends are. Because I mean, I look at my mutual friends and I'm like, oh, she's friends with Veronica already. Okay, I'm going to tell Veronica that she commented on my post because clearly that's Veronica's potential. But some people just don't think about it. It's not that they intentionally want to steal your customers. It's just that they don't think about it. So be careful with how many posts you allow on your newsfeed or on your timeline that you've been tagged in, because sometimes that can kind of go the other way than you want it to. Random tip. Maria, did you sign that promoter? She's like, what?
Well, I'm working on it, but did they change it where people can't use credits with additional items on a kit?
I don't
Or
think
that people use product credit when they've had a kit and extra items, but it's not letting me.
that's
Oh my God, I can figure that out.
yeah, I don't think so. But I don't know. Does anybody have any questions or something that they're struggling with or anything that you want to talk about? Veronica? No? Don't look at me like that then. She's like, you're giving yourself away. Oh.
All right, fine. I'm
Oh,
going to
okay.
talk. All right, so I'm stuck. I don't know what happened after Destination at 12K, but the fire stopped, and then I stopped. And you guys had just found out like 2 nights ago I'm pregnant. So it's just, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Second child. I'm freaking
Yay,
out.
congrats.
I'm so scared.
Oh,
I'm like worried the doctors are going to be like, no Thrive, and then I'm like, okay, fine, and then I got to go through the whole pregnancy again, which the first time was scary because I wasn't even supposed to get pregnant, and now I'm pregnant again. So it's a blessing, and I'm scared. Like, I don't even know how to jump back in. I
understand. Believe me, being pregnant with my fourth was not in the cards, and I cried my whole first trimester. And I also threw up the whole time, so I couldn't use Thrive even if I wanted to. I'm still
using
sick
it
every morning, but I take Thrive a little bit after because I know the schedule now. But
Yep.
my doctor, everything was good to go as long as I could keep it down. So hopefully it all works for you, and prayers.
And then I'm also
scary.
wondering, like, I have this thing in the back of my head. It's like a vision where I know so many pregnant girls right now. I know so many of them, and they're all like, oh, like I would have ordered, but I just found out I'm pregnant, or they've already told me that, so they've been pregnant this whole time. And it's like, if I can thrive pregnant, I am like wondering if all those seeds will like blossom, because they'll probably be like, wait, she's pregnant and she's wearing the sticker still, like maybe I can do it. So I see great things, but I
I've
don't
had a
know.
lot of people see that, because I've had major heart surgery and thyroid issues and all kinds of health issues. So seeing that I can use something that is actually that good for your body, I've had so many people be like, okay, let's talk about it now. Like, they're seeing that, okay, if she's pregnant, it's really got to be some good stuff.
That's what I'm thinking. But seriously, like, I stopped using my notebook. Like, all I ever do is post. That's it. I post. I don't want to talk to anybody because nobody knows I'm pregnant, and I don't want to give it away because I'm like terrible at secrets. So I'm not, like, I have my notebook right now because Sarah's like, are you coming? I'm like, I need to. I have to get out of my
You know
head.
what? You
Like,
made the first step, and you did. You are on here. So you still have that fire in you. You just have stuff going on. I have things. If you guys even know, you can ask Maria. She knows my luck. If you guys even knew the things that are thrown at me all the time, and I just want to like crawl in a hole and not keep going. But you just have to, just have to keep pushing forward, put one foot in front of the other. And that's what we're here for us to come together and help each other push forward, because there's always going to be life stuff. always going to be some crazy stuff that comes, at you or your family or whatever. And it will set you back sometimes, but you haven't given up. That's the key. No matter how slow you guys are right now or how in a funk you are, I promise you, you're here. So that means you have a why still. You have a purpose to grow your business and be successful for your family. So no matter where you're at now, it doesn't matter if you have a 0 PPA. You're here pushing forward and you're not giving up, and that is so important. And we're going to be here to help you. So good luck.
Just gotta I keep crawling under that rock.
I know. I do it all the time, but that's why just keep talking to us. You can reach out to me anytime, Sarah, Marie, all of us, we're all here. Anytime you feel like you're under a rock, because I feel like that all the time, and then I get out of it and then I go back. It's just, life.
And I did a live video about this, I don't even know. It's been a couple months, but something that has really helped me, and I think that you guys did something very similar with the D212K group, but y'all, I am not the most positive person, at all. I get down on myself all the time. I constantly feel like I am failing my family and myself, and that I'm not doing as much as I could be doing, but how can I do more because my life is so crazy, yada, yada, yada. I constantly have this battle in my head. One thing that has tremendously helped me is doing a very quick gratitude journal at the end of the night. I start my day with motivation and personal development like Amber does. Me and Amber talk about angel numbers because that's something that I've started believing in. It's crazy. And then Maria and me and Amber have this little chat going on, and we're always pumping each other up. But you guys, personal development is so huge. But aside from that, if you're listening to personal development and you end the personal development and then you don't remind yourself how great you are throughout the day and how many things you've accomplished throughout the day and how much you can do if you put your mind to it. If you're not reminding yourself, if you're just listening to those and it's going in one ear and out the other ear, it's not doing you any good. So at the end of the day, at the beginning of this year, actually, and I've missed a few days, but I read something where it says to start with one positive thing that happened that day. And you guys, it is hard sometimes. Okay. Sometimes my entire day is just a big old shit show and I don't even know what to write down. And I have to think about it really, really hard. But at the end of the day, the very end of the day, if the last thing that I do is write one thing that's positive down, I find myself waking up in such a better mood. I want to do personal development. I feel like I'm not so much of a failure because of that one good thing that happened. And then when you can figure out one good thing, you work on 2 and then 3 and then 5 and 10 if you can do it. And if some days you can only find one, that's fine. One good thing is better than no good things, right? And there's something good in your day.
So huge. Okay, so gratitude is such a super strong emotion thing, everything, and it can completely change the shittiest day you're having. And I'm so I have my notebook here. I do it every single day. And the days that I'm having a really bad day, you guys, I'm just gonna read you. I will thank God for the birds in the sky. If I have nothing in my, right there in front of me that it was just a positive thing, I will just be thank you for the sun. Thank you. This is one thing I learned. I heard somewhere, even being thankful for those bills you can't pay, but you have, those electric bills that suck, that we struggle to pay sometimes, but being thankful for them because you have power and you're not sitting without it, or you have whatever little food you might have. I know some of us go through this because I've been there. Maybe you don't struggle with that, but whatever, I literally have every government assistance you can think of. I've had to go through that. And just being thankful to have that bread and milk or whatever you have those little tiny things are huge. They are huge because you have that, and there are so many people that don't. I get really emotional now too, and now I'm seeing Veronica, so you're about to make me cry. But I'm telling you guys, like, I started doing this probably 2 years ago when I really got into the self-development, because there have been many times I didn't feel like I had much to be thankful for. Now, that was before my kids and things like that, but there have been a lot of like crazy times that I didn't think I'd be right here now talking to anybody. And I'm not sorry. I'm on the ball. Okay. So I'm trying to hold it back. You are all put on this earth to be so much more than what you're going through, no matter what it is. So much more. But we let society tell us whatever the heck we put in our heads, and made that whatever years ago that was put in our head that we were not worth this, or we're not supposed to be this, or you're never going to have success, or you're just not that type of person. Yes, you are. I just want to let you know this. I don't know what I was watching the other day, but you guys, even people like celebrities, huge celebrities, if you haven't heard some of their stories, you need to even listen to some of them, like Simon Cowell, you guys, okay? Everyone knows who he is. Do you know in his 40s, he was living in his parents' basement? One of the richest people in the world, was living in his parents' basement in his 40s. And there's so many stories like that. It does not matter how old you are, what you look like, where you came from. It does not matter. Any of that does not matter. It's what you do now, and what you do in the future, and what you do to keep pushing forward. And okay, I can go on this stuff forever. I know it's getting late, but I love y'all, and I'm so glad we got on the Zoom and did this, because this is the stuff I'm passionate about talking about, because it completely changed everything for me. Everything. I was such a negative person, and like Sarah said, I have them battles every single day. There are so many days that I have in my head, I am not worth whatever I'm trying to accomplish. I am not worthy. And then I have to tell myself, I have to write down in my book. I'm a writer, like I write all the time. And that is something, like, I have so many journals and so many notebooks over the years that I have wrote, just all my thoughts and self-development tips and things. I have to go back through them and be like, oh yeah, I did celebrate that small thing or that big thing, or I was thankful about that. I do have things to be grateful for. It might not be where I want to be right now, but I do have something to be grateful for. I'm breathing. That's one thing. I woke up. If you guys didn't see the video in the chat I did this morning where he was like, it's great to be alive. It's only a couple of minutes. It made me cry so hard. It was such a good cry, but wow. And those are some of the things I went through growing up. So I really connected with it. But I'm telling you guys, like, be grateful you're here. Be grateful we are here together, and we're going to help you push forward and get out of any funks you're in, because we've all been through them or are going through them or can relate in some way. Okay, I'm going to shut up.
I love all of you guys. And I love our Team Soups, and we have to keep doing these. All right, so does anybody else want to share something? I'm going to share something really quick that happened in Cabo as kind of a closure, but I don't want to cut anybody off if we have more thoughts. We good? I know we're getting close to an hour. Okay, so you guys, if you are not pushing for this lifestyle getaway, you need to check yourself right now at the door, because these lifestyle getaways have completely changed my views on myself, on my business, on my life, on literally everything. And it's not because we're in this fancy resort. It's not because, it's like not a conference or whatever the case may be. It's because you get the ability to be around the people that you look up to on a daily basis, that inspire you on a daily basis. You get to be around people that are doing, like I said, the same thing that you want to do. They're where you want to be, but they all started from somewhere. And if you're not pushing for this getaway, you need to start pushing for this getaway, okay? Because it will change your entire view of yourself in this business. While we were in Cabo, my husband and I took a cab to the other resort. We were at the Hyatt, and like my entire team was at the Secrets. And I was so down because I was the only one that I knew that was at the Hyatt. And so we went to the Secrets one day. Long story short, on our way back at night, it was dark outside already. It was probably like, Maria, what time did we leave that night? Like 9:30, 9:45 or something, like late. Okay. And we're in this taxi cab, and we're going from Secrets back to our hotel, the Hyatt, which was like a 15-minute cab drive. And while we're in this part of Mexico, you guys, there are not, other than resorts, I mean, you see these big houses or whatever, but there are a lot of not so big houses. There are a lot of shacks, and I may get emotional now. I'm not getting emotional, so I'm just going to shut up if I do. But we were in this taxi cab car, and everything was so quiet because he spoke, I guess he didn't speak English because like we tried to talk to him, it didn't work, whatever. And we passed this shack. And when I say shack, I mean like little 1-bedroom studio apartment looking shack that literally had one porch light, just one. I don't know whether they had power in their house, but this little boy and this mom was sitting on their porch playing some kind of game on their porch. And maybe it was like a you had to be there to see it or feel it kind of situation. But I just want you guys to know that we are blessed beyond measure. In this society, we are taught that you have to keep up with the Joneses, and you have to do the next best thing, and you have to have a nice fancy house or a nice fancy car, and you have to do this and that and whatever. But you guys, the reality of it is there are kids that are sitting on shack front porches playing a game with their mom in the one light that they have in their house because they literally have nothing else. They have nothing else. We are privileged. We are so privileged to be here and to be doing what we are doing. And if you guys don't see that in yourself, you need to personal development like every single second of every single day until you start believing it. Talk to people that believe in you, because it made me so sad thinking like this little boy probably has a mom and a dad who has worked their tush off all day. These people at the resort were handing us drinks, were handing us beers when we walked in the door. They were so stinking happy. They were on their feet all flipping day. I don't know how much they got paid or what kind of house they went home to, but you guys, the hospitality of these people, all they wanted to do was serve. All they wanted to do was serve us and to make us happy. It didn't matter what kind of house they were going home to, what kind of family problems they were going home to, whether they had electricity or food. They stood on their feet hours on end. It was the same people we woke up to were the same people that we said goodbye to at the end of the day. Like these same people, they were working their ass off. You guys, the work ethic in Mexico especially, I mean, I've not been to a lot of other countries, but it hit me so hard that Zach and I had like, we don't have heart-to-hearts very much. Like he's a veteran. He's like, oh, I'm Army, I'm macho, whatever. Like he doesn't really get sensitive. But we actually had a heart-to-heart, and like we broke down with each other because it made me see how lucky we really are. We complain about so many things on the daily. I'm guilty of it. Shoot, I did it today, even after being in Mexico. Okay, there are some things that I just like have to remind myself, Sarah, someone has it worse. My mother always told me that when I was growing up, and still does to this day when I complain about something or I complain about Oliver. Well, somebody doesn't have a kid that can walk or can talk or can't get off a feeding tube or whatever. Like, you guys have to learn how to be grateful for the things that you already have, because if you're not grateful for the things that you already have, how can you expect God to keep giving you more? If you're not counting your blessings, then they're just passing you by. You still have them. God is handing them to you. He's putting them right in front of your face. But if you're not appreciating them, he's not, like, they're just going to go away. You can't see them, right? So I want you guys to start really pouring into yourself, because you cannot pour into anyone, customers, promoters, your potentials. You cannot do that unless your cup is full. So anybody else want to say something before we wrap it up?
That was so good. Those trips definitely are amazing. And even like with me, like I know I cannot go on the next trip even though I want to be on it. Just saying I worked hard to earn it is worth it. I only can't be on it because it's like a week before my due date. But, just working hard and going to San Diego was amazing, and I haven't even got to a destination one yet. So I just can't wait till I can. But that is awesome that you did. I mean, I hate you seeing that, but I'm glad you seen that, because that just it puts it into perspective. I mean, there are people with dirt floors, and we have so much to be grateful for.
So you guys just start plugging in, get on Zooms, get on power hours, go to living room locals, have a living room local, go to events. Bye, Maria. Go to events, do what you got to do to fuel your fire. If that fire starts going out, dig down deep and figure out what lit my fire in the first place, and go back to that. If you veered away from something that you did at the beginning that you were super excited about, that maybe you're not excited about anymore, go back to the beginning. Start over. Let us know. Talk to your sidelines. Find someone who can help you be accountable. Find an accountability partner, someone that you relate to. Just start doing something for yourself, because if you're not doing anything for yourself, you cannot be there for others. And this is a people helping people kind of business. We are here to serve. We're here to help people change their lives. We're here to give people opportunities that they never thought they were worthy of. And you guys, there are some of you on here, including myself, that never thought that we were worthy. And here we are. So this is not the end. I don't care what you think in your head. This is not the end. You will get past whatever kind of struggle is put in front of you, but you have to keep pushing to get past it, or else you just get stopped dead in your tracks. So that's where I'm going to end it. I'm going to post this recording in the chats. I appreciate all of you guys that hopped on, and we will start doing this every Thursday. Hopefully we'll tie in some power hours here and there during the week as well. So I love all of you, and y'all have a good night.
Bye, guys.